Good morning. It's another going to work day, a new week. We are heading to work. It's 6:46 in the morning. And, we had snow up by where I live. Down here, it's a lower elevation, so there's nothing on the ground, which is good. But it is very chilly. It's cold. As you can see, I have my puffy jacket, and I'm warm. I have my seat heater on. I had my steering wheel heater on, but I turned it off because it got too hot. So now I am heading to work. But I wanted to talk with you guys about living within our means without feeling broke, which is, you have to look at it as a not living without, but building up your peace of mind in a way, because you know that the bills are paid and you are not going deeper in debt. I'm going to see if I can, if I am able to, because I don't know how to. These talking videos are so great for me because I don't have to spend hours editing and, in certain different pieces of videos. But if I can, I am going to insert a couple of little videos of the things that I'm going to talk about today. For example, I have tons of makeup. I don't need to buy any makeup, so I don't feel deprived on that. The newest color, then I'm sure I have it. The newest foundation, my other foundation works. And as a matter of fact, I usually put a couple of foundations together and make my own little mix that works for me better. So buying one foundation doesn't work for me. So I usually put 2-3 foundations together, with a little bit of something in there I usually put like retin-A in it. And it works well for me. So I don't need to buy makeup because I have tons of it. So I don't feel deprived there. I don't need to spend my money there. We have a lot of food at the house. The usual fresh vegetables and, the usual stuff that you can, milk and yogurt that you can keep for a long periods of time. We purchase those, and we are very mindful of that. So we have plenty of food at the house that we need to eat up. We have, frozen steaks from 2022. So we have plenty of food. Instead of going out, we eat at home a lot because we have a lot of food. And, we invite our friends over. And we have a nice social evening at home. We have plenty of wine at the house. I have been trying to go through our bottles so I can just free up some cabinets so I don't have to buy any wine or anything like that. So I don't feel deprived. I am, taking care of all my credit cards, monthly bills. They're all being paid. There is one bill that I do need to tackle, and I couldn't sleep last night, so I came up with this very great idea. That is, I'm not going to feel it once it hits my pocket. This bill is about $410 a month. And what I thought last night was, instead of paying that amount all at once, I am going to make weekly payments of $100. and don't feel that heat that hit so hard to pay 400 instead of $100 a week. So I'm gonna tackle that so I won't be late on that bill. Let me see what else I have. I'm gonna see if I can insert this as well, but I started this year with writing down every little expense. If I buy a soda for $1.25 at the vending machine at my job, I jot it down. I have a book that I purchase, and I have everything there written down. And I save every receipt. At the beginning of the year, I had a stack of receipts. Let me tell you, I was like, oh my goodness. Now we are in the middle of the month. Today is the 17th of November. And I may have maybe 3 or 4 receipts. I did have a couple of big expenses because of the boat. And even though it's our expense, my husband and I'm consider it not my expense because my husband paid for it, but it's our expense. So I'm gonna count it there. But I only have maybe 4 receipts, 5 with the groceries that vegetables that we purchased yesterday. So I don't have that many expenses so far as of the 17th of this month. I purchased all those frozen lunches, so I have lunch at work. I was buying a sandwich at the local breakfast sandwich store on my way to work, and I was spending $12, $13 a pop, which I was counting that in my expenses. So what I did was I purchased those frozen breakfast sandwich, ham, egg, and cheese, and I bought them. I think they're like less than $12, and I get 8 of them. So I have, 1 in the morning, and I have my own coffee at the office because I drink decaf. So I don't have to buy coffee out either. So that was a less expense that I have now. I should have thought about those frozen breakfast sandwiches before, but now I'm there. So instead of $12, $13, 3-4 times a week, I have spent less than $12 on 8 of those, and it lasts me 8 working days. So things like that, I am very happy that I am tackling those type of expenses, and I'm having my expenses under control. I think I am about maybe 90% under control. And I'm not feeling deprived at all. I'm very happy with my decisions because I feel that I am not depriving myself, but I am building myself to get out, so I'm building a little ladder, little by little. I'm going up and I'm getting out of debt. So I'm not feeling deprived at all. And, just have some habits that we can practice that will help us get out of debt or live within our means without feeling broke. So track our expenses without guilt, because it's a very rude awakening when you said one day, okay, I'm going to track it for this month, and you don't even realize the amount of money that we spend on foolish things. So once, I don't think that it would be like a tracking without guilt. it will be tracking with knowledge. I think that's what I would call it, because at the end of the month or whatever you want, you want to track it for 2 weeks. At the end of 2 weeks or a month, whichever time frame you decide to, do your tracking, you're going to realize and you're going to have the knowledge of how much money spent without even realizing it. It is pretty, I have some notes here. It's pretty, it's a rude awakening. My husband purchased the food. He goes food shopping. I hate food shopping. To me, food is not, it's not, some people live by food. For me, it's not. I mean, I can fry an egg and eat it with a tortilla and I am happy. Food for me is not something that I think about all the time. Some people is like get up in the morning and said, okay, what do you want for dinner tonight? I know that it is to prepare, get food out of the freezer, but I'm like, I don't think that far ahead. Like I said, I have an egg and that's about it. So living with that within our means also gives us some freedom. It's an emotional freedom, really. You don't feel like you have to live your life like your neighbor, because you don't know your neighbor's finances, first of all. So you don't have to keep up appearances. You know what? It is what it is. For me, I said it before, I will be very happy if I am in the middle of the woods, chopping wood. I mean, I would get one of those electric wood splitters. I could do that for hours. So, yeah, just living within our means is very, it's good freedom. So, we have to ask ourselves how we can accomplish what we want to accomplish, whether it is to have financial freedom or whatever you want to set your goal as. Somebody's riding a bike all bundled up. God bless his soul. So, we have to tell ourselves what is enough. That's the word. What is enough for us? Not for keeping up appearances or anything like that. What is enough for us? And enough for us could be something very small and we are happy. I mean, I am a homebody. I don't really like to be, going around and going out every weekend and going to a bar or whatever. I am very happy staying at home and just, I call myself being a potato lacca. Just lay around and do nothing. Like Saturday, I went to work in the morning and my husband went to work and he had a couple of appointments. He didn't get home until about 3 o'clock. And I got home around 12:40 or so. And I got comfortable, and I said, I feel like laying down, which I never, ever do. And I went to lay down and I took a nap. And it was so wonderful. Then I got up and I did some housework. And then I went and sat down again on the sofa. I took my sweet time. And that made me very happy. So I didn't have to go out there on a Saturday, shopping or, because Christmas season is upon us, which I'm not buying anybody any presents this year. I didn't have to go out there and said, oh my goodness, I have to do Christmas shopping or anything. Nope, I stayed home. I am very happy staying home, doing my little projects, doing, cleaning up, which I need to declutter a closet again. And, just things like that not only keeps us out of shopping, going to stores and buying unnecessary things, but our finances don't suffer. So I just want to encourage you to define what is enough for you. Not to keep up appearances, not to just be defined by others. Just what is enough for you, and if that enough makes you happy, makes you feel accomplished. So when it comes to trying to live within our means, we are not broke. We are focused. And we have to stay focused because the reward is peace of mind, is being able to fall asleep at night without having to worry, had to pay that bill that has been, getting bigger. So that peace of mind is what we can strive for when we live within our means. And on that, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and like this video. It helps the algorithm on YouTube, and it helps my channel grow. I want to be as authentic as possible with you guys, and just to, maybe you will get something, a tiny little something out of one of my videos. And for that, I want to thank you again for watching, and have a great day no matter where you are. And as always, Carpe Diem.